Welcome to Law and Society. Please subscribe. Today we're going to talk about asymmetrical warfare. At the outset, I want to let you all know that I am an educated, engaged citizen. While I have more working knowledge with constitutional law and I'm more confident with it, I am providing you with an opinion based on information that I have consumed over the past however long years that I've been alive. So today, I want to give you my impression of where we stand. After the United States attacked Iran in a preemptive strike and joined Israel in their 2-week-long war with Iran, with bunker busting bombs, and American government is claiming, or not American government, Donald Trump himself is claiming that this was a great success. The intelligence community is not saying that yet because they need time for battle assessment. Now, as I said in the previous video, there's going, as I read Dr. Schneider's 5 points, a lot of the things that we're going to learn now are going to prove to be not true. But what we do know is that Iran's military is not nearly as powerful as America's. Iran also does not have, by conventional means, to directly attack the United States. They can do so with Israel, but not to the United States. But here's the thing. Iran has never been a foe of the United States on the battlefield of conventional warfare. And if you were to think between conventional warfare versus conventional warfare, which is armies versus armies, the military of the United States versus the military of Iran, there's no question that the American military, by air assault, can carpet bomb and make a parking lot out of Iran's everything. It's possible. It's theoretically possible. But what Iran will engage in is not going to be conventional warfare. We already know from their partnership and alliance with Russia that they are major manufacturers of drones. So whether American troops and American interests in the Middle East are attacked or not, how they will be attacked will likely be through drones in remote areas by people who are extremists, religious extremists. Which brings to the second is how Iran is a state sponsor of terrorism. It has been talked about for decades on end, and there is an imprint of Iran on Hamas, on Hezbollah, on any of the militant groups working in the Middle East right now. There's a link to Iran. So religious extremism. And for that goes beyond the borders of Iran. That goes with religious extremism, with what they're saying is, Iran invoking or reviving its sleeper cells in the United States, if there are any, and then going after conducting acts of terror that are geared towards religious extremism, but now takes the form of Iran's way to retaliate. Then there is cyber warfare. Iran, along with China and Russia, are experts and masters at cyber warfare. And that goes from anything from compromising the power grid to the water grid to shutting down rail systems. Anything that is connected to the digital grid and is controlled by it can be hacked or manipulated. And, on America's side, Donald Trump is pushing to undo our cyber intelligence and cyber security apparatus, where on the flip side, he has attacked Iran which uses cyber warfare as one of its big tools to carry out missions around the world. So that cyber warfare extends, and obviously it has no borders, it's global. Cyber warfare extends to compromising digital systems, to becoming propaganda machines and flooding social media and flooding the information ecosystem with propaganda, with fake AI created or with manipulated media. And why propagandists thrive while truth tellers sink in today's information ecosystem turns largely on popular consumer mentality. And Iran is an expert at manipulating that. We want more content, new content. The truth is only one story. Repeating it does not create new content. Consumers today care less about the truth and more about the amount of content, the controversies they flare up, and the misinformation ecosystem they create. While their models are extremely successful in whatever setting you want to put it in, it is dangerous and harmful both personally and with global implications. So by sowing propaganda like Russia does, like Iran has, like China has, they effectively fill American minds with disinformation or flood American minds with so much misinformation and so much speculative information that the truth coming out from news sources gets obscured. And at one point, people just give up and don't engage because they don't know what is true and what is not true. Then it becomes a cult of personalities where people gravitate towards believing in one person, trusting one person, instead of, say, the free press or, say, the American government. That's not how the MAGA party is built. MAGA is one person, Donald Trump. And everything else is subordinate to him. Everything else. And to him, whether that be Tulsi Gabbard or whether that be me, who is unknown to him, matter just the same, which is not at all. So it is easy for Donald Trump to propagandize something because his cult of followers will amplify it. And we know how easily Donald Trump gets drawn into propaganda and then lies to himself enough times to make it true. The latest one of it was being of Abrego Garcia being part of MS-13 by the clearly photoshopped MS-13 that was on his on his fingers. Well, Terry Moran lost his job for that interview, but now I'm glad that Terry Moran is talking and speaking out. And so you see that is propaganda. That is how you, Donald Trump, Iran's government may provide enough propaganda to flood the waves that propagandists will pick up this speculative things and conjecture and conspiracy theories and push them and amplify them. And Donald is the mega amplifier of it all. And then what that creates is confusion, uncertainty, mistrust among Americans, and divides our country on the basis of untruthful things, non-factual things that has been bled into the information ecosystem by bad actors like Iran through their propaganda and cyber warfare machine. So that's what we know Iran uses: propaganda, religious extremism, cyber warfare, and drones. These are what we have to look at. And while our military war games, what physically Iran will do in the region to our troops, to our military outposts, any sort of aircraft carrier fleets that are in that area, and then expand that thinking into what about the asymmetrical warfare methods of propaganda, disinformation, cyber warfare, religious extremism, and drone technology that can be dispatched to bad actors and militia groups and extremist groups so that Iran can say, no, we didn't do that. And if they say our government didn't do that, so they disclaim responsibility, but the world will know that an extremist group did that. And then maybe a few years later, it'll come out that that extremist group has links to Iran, because so many extremist groups do. With that said, I've gone on long enough. I hope you keep these in mind. Again, these are the things that we know they do. And these are the ways that we should approach what's coming. It'll be an era of asymmetrical warfare. We're seeing that happen in Ukraine and Russia as well, where Ukraine is the David fighting against the Goliath here, Russia, and they are using their drone technology and developing drone technology at breakneck speed. We're seeing that asymmetrical warfare happening there. We've seen asymmetrical warfare happening in our geopolitics, with Russia sowing disinformation in the United States from 2015 onwards, if not before. We've seen Romania having to cancel elections because of disinformation. There has been investigations that say that a lot of Brexit propaganda had its roots in Russian disinformation campaigns as well. So, not to clump Russia together with Iran and China, but they've done that themselves. They have created that alliance, that Russia is using Iranian drones to attack Ukraine, and North Korean troops are on the ground in Ukraine. So, sort of going sidetracking, but that sort of, we are in the middle of a change in how warfare is conducted. And I think that on that asymmetrical battlefield, the United States may be more vulnerable than we imagine. So we should take caution and prepare for asymmetrical warfare just as much as our government prepares for conventional warfare. With that said, thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.